When they were little, the other girls played with dolls.
Aww.
They played with footballs.
Who's them?
Yes, it's us.
Helmets and heels.
From the First Coast Lighting Studios at 1010XL.
Weekdays noon to 2.
Some girls have all the fun.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is the flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach. Now, let's talk hardball. This is River City Hardball, presented by D-Bat Jacksonville. Here's your host, Andrew Gibson.
Good Sunday morning, Jacksonville, and welcome to year number 3 of River City Hardball on 1010XL 92.5 FM. We're sponsored by D-Bat Jacksonville and D-Bat Green Cove. I'm your host, Andrew Gibson, and we're going to lead things off in baseball terms right off the bat here with the head coach of the University of North Florida. Joe Mercadante joins us right now after an 8-1 victory against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish last night. Coach, how are you? Good morning.
Doing well. Good morning to you as well, Andrew.
Coach, tell me about what you learned from that series against Notre Dame.
I think, obviously, it was a great you knew this was a gritty group, and we felt good about the competitiveness, and they showed a lot about who they are and the team we can be, the way they bounced back. You know, we were in a tie ball game in game 1 and kind of let it get away from us with a bad inning, freebies, and it could have been easy for them to just kind of come out in the nightcap and just kind of roll through it. But, they buckled up the chin straps, got to work, and we competed and played a really good ball game.
Coach, this 3-game set that you just finished off against Notre Dame, that's a pretty cool opportunity for your team. I mean, sometimes you look at that logo and you might get some wide eyes on your roster looking at Notre Dame across the way, but just the experience of playing a team like Notre Dame, that had to be pretty cool for your team.
Yes, absolutely. I thought it was a great way for us to start the season and use it as a measuring stick. I think, ultimately we're always just going to evaluate ourselves of how we play the game, but you're right. I think there's that mental aspect where you kind of maybe put too much value in the opponent, but obviously we're trying to treat every opponent as face. It doesn't matter the logo. When the pitch is thrown or the ball is hit, we still have to execute and play the game of baseball. So it was good. I didn't feel like that affected our guys a whole lot. I felt like, we played the game pretty well. We had 2 innings, I think, were the difference in the weekend for us. And those are the things you just got to tidy up as we keep navigating through the season.
A few more moments here with the head coach of the University of North Florida Ospreys, Joe Mercadante, joins us right now on River City Hardball. Coach, one of your guys, and look, a 3-game sample size is going to get some eye-popping numbers, but Connor Moore, one of your guys, is batting .444 through the first 3. He's a local guy from St. John's Country Day. Tell us about the development of Connor.
Connor and Coach Wilkerson have worked really hard this offseason. Connor's an extremely talented person. He's a guy that's always kind of had the clutch gene to him. And I think, just coming into the season, he had to get some comfort with what he's trying to do at the plate, kind of understand his identity, know his strengths. And Brad's done a tremendous job just helping him kind of simplify things and get to a good spot, mechanically, because at the end of the day, he's number one. He's a competitor and loves the moment, loves those opportunities. And now he's got some confidence in what he's doing, and I think this is going to have a great season for us.
4 hits, 3 RBIs. You can't do a whole lot better than that in the first 3 games of the season for Connor Moore from St. John's Country Day and the University of North Florida. Coaches, as we let you go, what are you looking for more of out of this team? You guys are getting ready to take on FAMU and Tallahassee coming up. What are you looking for as you guys come off of that Notre Dame series?
I think just kind of understanding the game a little bit as a team. And there's times where we got to understand the momentum of the game. I think that was kind of something we struggled with this weekend. I'm sorry. But, we got to know when we got to get the momentum back on our side. And once we have the momentum, we really got to seize it and kind of step on it. Obviously the defense is going to be big for us, but the pitching side, we've got to know when we have to fill up the zone. And I think, the offensive side, we had a chance to kind of build some innings, and we did a solid job with that. But I think just, it's a new group. You got 22 newcomers. Guys are still just kind of learning how they play with each other, how to feed off each other, but just continuing to understand the momentum of the game and how we can affect it and keep it on our side and be big for us.
Final question for you, Coach. Your pitching staff and the depth that you feel about your team this year, where do you feel the pitching is this year for you?
I mean, listen, we threw a couple freshmen right into the fire this weekend, and that was by design. I think we feel really good about the numbers we have. We had a couple of guys that didn't throw the ball as well as they wanted to, but I made sure they understood, like, you're getting the ball next opportunities for you. We've got to be a staff that keeps these guys kind of changes looks, gets new arms in there, and making sure we make it tough for the other team. But we like the depth, and to me, it doesn't matter if it's a freshman or a fifth-year senior. We're going to trust you. We're going to put you in the game, and we know you're going to get it done.
Coach Joe Mercadante, the University of North Florida Ospreys. Hey, Coach, appreciate a few minutes. I know you're at a 10U baseball tournament this morning watching one of your youngest, so thanks so much for a few minutes here.
You got it. Thank you, Andrew.
All right, Coach Joe Mercadante, there he goes with us here on River City Hardball, the head coach of the University of North Florida. They picked up a big win last night, 8-1 on Saturday night in a doubleheader they actually played yesterday. They were supposed to play today. They were supposed to actually have a first pitch of about right now, 11 o'clock today, but some weather coming in, and they moved up to a doubleheader with Notre Dame yesterday. UNF lost the first game on Friday 5-3. They were in a close battle there on Valentine's Day. And then the doubleheader, they split yesterday with Notre Dame. The Irish really poured on some runs yesterday morning. 19-6 was the final in 7 innings in the first game of that doubleheader yesterday at Harmon Stadium. And then UNF got the nightcap last night, 8-1 the victory. And we appreciate a few minutes from the head coach, Joe Mercadante from the University of North Florida. The Ospreys will hit the road on Tuesday. They're going to play in Tallahassee against FAMU with a 4 o'clock first pitch. And then from there, they'll come back home and host Brown for a 4-game series. And then as we look further down the list this year for the Ospreys, they're going to play in Gainesville on February 26th. That is against the highly touted and big-time Gators this year, the Florida Gators. They looked, again, to be a very powerful team. And that'll be a 6:30 first pitch in Gainesville on February 26th. That's a Wednesday. And, of course, the local teams, JU and UNF, they're going to play the big boys, Florida, Florida State, every year. It's a great game between these two, JU and UNF. These teams can go get them. I mean, it's tougher and tougher nowadays because of the transfer portal, and there is some NIL. But Florida State is going to have another tremendous team this year. They are going to play the Ospreys coming up on March 4th this year. That's a 6 o'clock start in Tallahassee. And then, of course, the River City Rumble, the first edition, comes actually Players Championship weekend. It's March 14th at Harmon Stadium this year for the first round of the River City Rumble, JU and UNF, for Friday through Sunday. Can't wait for that. It's always a great game that those two programs get to play in. And speaking of JU, we're going to hear from the head coach of the Dolphins here in just a little bit. Chris Hayes sat down earlier this week with Frank Frangie on the Frangie Show, and we'll get a little synopsis of what to expect this year for the Dolphins. They did, unfortunately, get swept in the opening series weekend by the West Virginia Mountaineers. Now, West Virginia's good. They're 21st ranked in the country, I believe. They're in the top 25 coming into this year, but West Virginia's got a really good club. But we will bring you some thoughts from the head coach of the Dolphins. Chris Hayes joins us here in just a little bit. But first of all, I wanted to give you a few comments here, and our producer Casey's going to bring these to you. Casey, by the way, how are you this morning, man?
Man, I'm doing well, dude. I love the fact that you're representing the Braves. I am well with my my cap on. So, not a lot happened for the Bravos except, picking up Jurickson Profar.
Which I like that move.
Yeah, I was really excited about it.
That's one of those sneaky Alex Anthopoulos moves, right? I mean, he's a guy that had a career year last year. I love the fact that he can play multiple positions. He's a switch hitter, so that's a quietly excellent move for the Braves. But before we go to our first break, I want to bring some comments from the vice president of Peak Events. His name is Nathan Wooldridge, and this Jacksonville College Baseball Classic is coming back next weekend. That's going to be next weekend, Friday through Sunday. And I sat down earlier this week with Nathan to talk about why they came to Jacksonville, because this group, Peak Events, they put on tournaments like this all over the country. They started in Texas. They went to Round Rock and places like that. But they've got tournaments in Vegas. They've got tournaments all over the country. And they selected Jacksonville. Last year was the inaugural game, the inaugural event for the Jacksonville College Baseball Classic. If you're not familiar, they play these games down at the Jumbo Shrimp Stadium. Last year they had Virginia, they had Auburn, Wichita State. They had some good programs come down here. Virginia won the inaugural Jacksonville College Baseball Classic a year ago, And this year they're bringing in some really good teams again. It's Ohio State, it's Alabama, some premier names, Coastal Carolina, and NC State. But I want to bring you a couple comments. This is Nathan Wooldridge. He's the vice president of Peak Events, and he told me this week why they chose Jacksonville and how excited they are to come back for year 2.
We were trying to find a destination city that people want to go to, a highly recruitable area, an area that's going to be in a favorable climate. It's going to provide us a good opportunity to get games in. We explored some big league clubs and realized that was a little bit out of our price range at that time. And so we wanted to find that good location. And after shopping around, so to speak, all around Florida, we met with the Jumbo Shrimp organization and then city of Jacksonville and it was great. We base a lot of our where we take these events. We want to be where we're wanted. We want to be where a place is going to embrace it. And from day one, Jacksonville has done that, and that's a key part of why we're here and why we're bringing this event. And we wanted to bring some premier college baseball to the area. I know there's some local universities, but we wanted to bring in some premier teams playing locally and in addition to the Florida State series that takes place throughout the year, but wanted to bring something in a little earlier and kind of gives the minor league team a good run through prior to their season starting. But there was a lot that went into it, and we landed on Jacksonville, and we're again, it couldn't have been a better first year, so we're excited to continue there.
The comments of Nathan Wooldridge, vice president of Peak Events. They're the group that puts on the Jacksonville College Baseball Classic. And one final comment from him, a breakdown of the teams that are coming to Jacksonville beginning on Friday.
Yeah, so we're excited to be back for year 2. Excited for what we consider to be a loaded lineup. And in the college baseball world, these are all high caliber, good teams. And so to kick things off, we got NC State coming down, which is one I'm really excited about, coming off of a College World Series appearance, and I think it's the second one in 4 years for Coach Avent up there, and they're just turning it into a monster ACC program, and having them in this event is exciting. In addition to them, we got Coastal Carolina. So two Carolina schools coming this direction, but Coastal is a power, quote unquote, mid-major. I don't even call them a mid-major in the baseball world. They're always there. They just won a World Series title in 2016, so. Excited to have them. And then rounding things out, we have University of Alabama, which is, again, it's been really good as of late. They were a postseason team this year, super regional team last year. Coach Vaughn there is doing great things. I'm really excited where that program's going. And then last but not least, we got the Ohio State coming down. A quality Big Ten last year, and I'm excited to hopefully see them contend for a conference championship this year. But yeah, so it's NC State, Coastal Carolina, Alabama, and Ohio State for our 4-team lineup for this year. It's going to be exciting.
Nathan Wooldridge, he's the vice president of Peak Events. Comments there from him on the 2025 Jacksonville College Baseball Classic. And Casey, I'm going to put you on the spot here, but you don't have to do anything. I'm giving away some free tickets right now to the College Baseball Classic. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to tell me who won the inaugural College Baseball Classic here in Jacksonville. And if you're paying attention, you just heard me say it a few minutes ago. Right now at 641-1010, text us in the number, text that number, the answer, who won the first College Baseball Classic here in Jacksonville. And you're going to win a 4-pack of tickets. That 4-pack is good for the whole weekend, by the way. Friday through Sunday, we're going to give away one 4-pack now. We're going to give away one more at the end of the show. Who won the inaugural Jacksonville College Baseball Classic? Text us the answer. The text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 904-641-1010. Whoever texts me first, you're the winner. You get that 4-pack for the Friday through Sunday Jacksonville College Baseball Classic. Some great college baseball coming your way next weekend here in the Jacksonville area. And by the way, we want to tell you as well that our UNF coverage this year, we're very proud to bring back Russ Voris, State Farm agent Russ Voris. He is a great supporter of youth baseball and really baseball around the city here in Jacksonville, a proud supporter of the University of North Florida Athletics. Russ Voris, State Farm agent, a proud sponsor of River City Hardball and our UNF coverage, and he brings you the interview of Joe Mercadante, the head coach of the University of North Florida. So thank you to Russ Voris, State Farm agent, offices in Orange Park and Jacksonville Beach. We'll take a time out. When we come back, we got another special guest joining us on the program this morning, the owner and operator of D-Bat Jacksonville, D-Bat Green Cove. My buddy Zach Phillips joins us to tell us more about Jackson Green Cove. The D-Bat guys doing great work here in the community and offering lessons, offering just a lot of great things for the baseball and softball community here in Jacksonville. We want to tell you more about them in just a moment. You're listening to River City Hardball on 1010XL, brought to you by D-Bat Jacksonville and D-Bat Green Cove.
From the preseason to the playoffs and every day in between.
Each man individually, preparing himself to be the best he could possibly be. Better than he's ever been. Because that's what it's going to take.
At 1010XL, the season never ends.
Seminole Hard Rock Tampa is excited to bring you live craps, roulette, and sports betting. All under one roof, hotter than the Florida sun. Feel the luck of the dice, watch the roulette wheel spin, and scream for your touchdown as the big screen comes alive. Dine like a rock star, sip cocktails that shimmer, then dive into the heart of Las Vegas right here in Tampa Bay. Live craps, roulette, sports betting is here. Get in on the action now. Only at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa, located off of I-4 near I-75. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Pizza to Tea here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes through in the clutch? From lunch to late night, only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Stick around after the sunset, and Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites. Come on, somebody.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, what's the matter?
I don't know about this air conditioner, Jason.
You know, my job is actually to...
I mean, 1 minute it's working, and the next minute it's not working. And every time I leave the house, I don't know if I'm coming back to a nice, cool oasis or a steaming cesspool of sweaty garbage fumes and dog farts, and then I'll never get to sleep. And I'll be too late to call someone. And what if I've got a big meeting the next morning and I haven't slept a wink?
Okay, dude. Stay cool. Or at least stay cooler.
But
Bueller Air and Plumbing can figure out why your AC only works sometimes and not all the time. We fix that kind of stuff every day.
You mean you can...
Life moves pretty fast. If you spend all your time worrying about an air conditioner that can totally be fixed, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Join me, Max Fink, as I keep a close eye on everything that happens in Gator Nation.
The Gator Report, polished up by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Go, Gators!
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Is your office productivity running at full speed? Advanced Business Solutions has the solution with Xerox copiers. Whether you need high-volume printing, scanning, or secure document management, Xerox copiers deliver efficiency, quality, and innovation. With features like cloud integration and mobile printing, Xerox is perfect for any modern office. Let ABS help you streamline your workflow. Better known, Advanced Business Solutions.
Advanced Business Solutions. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Mia here. Since 1982, Closets by Design has specialized in creating dream spaces for every budget. My designer, Frances, made the process so easy. She came to my house and designed a beautiful walk-in closet that's already so incredibly functional for me and old Beau Valentine. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation at 1-800-293-3744 or visit closetsbydesign.com. And take advantage of extended savings this month. Get 40% off and another 15% off with 18-month special financing.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville, River City Hardball. Presented by D-Bat Jacksonville on 1010XL.
All right, let me hear you, folks. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball.
Oh, I love it. Is that Euchre?
Yes,
Casey?
sir.
Oh, that's awesome. Rest in peace to Mr. Baseball, Bob Euchre. We lost him earlier this year. Just a legend, a classic, one of the greatest of all time, Bob Euchre. Rest in peace. He is one of the legends for sure of broadcasting in baseball and broadcasting in general, but baseball is obviously his sport. We know him as Mr. Baseball, and rest in peace to Mr. Bob Euchre. Welcome back to River City Hardball, 1010XL 92.5 FM. This is year 3 already of River City Hardball here on the Superstation. And what we do is we cover high school baseball, local college baseball, and also the pro game here in Jacksonville. And a person in a company that's been with us since day one is D-Bat. D-Bat Jacksonville, and one of their newest locations in the area is D-Bat Green Cove. And I want to welcome on my friend Zach Phillips. He's the owner-operator of D-Bat Jacksonville and Green Cove. And Zach, man, you guys have been with us since day one. We appreciate your support. How are you this morning?
I'm doing good, man. Appreciate you having me again. And, man, it's crazy that it's been 3 years with River City Hardball already, but it's been awesome.
Yeah, it really has. And, we've been out to your place many times doing shows at both Jacks. And last year we got the opportunity to go out to Green Cove, which is such an awesome space that you guys have out there. And tell people about, for those that are not familiar, tell people about what you guys do over at Jacks and Green Cove.
Yeah, man. So here September of last year, we hit our 5 years with D-Bat Jacksonville, and here in about 3 weeks, we're going to hit our year anniversary for Green Cove. So, we've been in the city now for a while. It's been awesome. It's we're definitely with a lot of the Jacksonville kids, that we started working with when we first opened. You're seeing a lot of those guys now, at the college level. So, like I said, man, it's been really awesome, 5 years ago getting going, and, now seeing a lot of those kids achieve their dreams and goals of getting to, college baseball, college softball. So, yeah, I mean, predominantly, man, I mean, we really, at both Jacks and Green Cove, we really, we strive on the lesson side. That's what we're trying to do, excel at, be elite at. So, again, at both facilities, we have great instructional staff. Jamie Edwards, who was almost day one at Jack. So she was there about 4 years, and then she just recently, we moved her over to Green Cove. She just took home this last winter her second D-Bat National Softball Instructor of the Year award.
Wow.
And 3 years in a row now she's been the Southeast Regional Softball Instructor of the Year. So, she's killing it. Still just doing everything she's been doing the last 4 years. So it's been great, man.
D-Bat is the fastest growing baseball and softball academy franchise in the United States, and we have 2 of them right here in our backyard here in the Jacksonville area, both Jacksonville and Green Cove. Jack's is over on Powers Avenue, 20,000 square foot facility, 13 batting cages, and it's really state-of-the-art. I mean, there's so many things that you can do there. As Zach just mentioned, professional instructors. These are people that have played the game that are giving you the instruction. And Zach, I mean, you guys have developed this thing so much. You don't have those dimple balls at the pitching machine. It's actual real baseballs and softballs too, right?
Yeah, that's a big D-Bat nationwide thing. We stay away from the dimple balls, so it's a high cost. Baseballs and softballs, are not cheap, but we want to be again that next level. We want our customers and our players that are coming in to have the real feel, hit the real baseball, hit the real softball. So yeah, at each facility, three of the automated pitching machines, and those stay busy, man. Those are, I'd say Jack still. It's like we unlock the doors at 10 o'clock, and you've got people that come in on a lunch break. You've got homeschool kids that are coming in and getting after them. So it's unfortunate they do. They do break, and we try as fast as we can to get them fixed and get the parts in that we need to get them fixed. But they have a lot of wear and tear. It wasn't that long ago, of all the D-bats in the nation, which we are over 200 open locations now in the nation. There was a time where Jack had the most pitches thrown by the pitching machines.
Wow.
Which is pretty crazy to think about.
Yeah, man, you guys have really amped it up, because last I checked, you were at like 140. Now you're over 200.
Yeah, we started this year over 200.
Wow.
I feel like it's every day that I'm seeing another one or two that are opening every single month. It's blown up for sure.
Well, and what we want to tell people about is South Orange Avenue is where the location for Green Cove Springs is. That's where you can find that one in Clay County. And then Powers Avenue is the one in Duval County in Jacksonville. If you're a Wolfson or a Bowles kid, you know where Powers Avenue is, right down the street from where you guys are. And so it's a location, 2 locations in the area that you own, Zach. And people can find out about you guys at dbatjacks.com, right?
Yep, dbatjacks.com, dbatgreencove.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all your support. You guys have been huge and integral part of this show, so really appreciate all your support, and best of luck moving forward. We hope to get some kids in there enjoying some lessons very soon for you.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Zach. Zach Phillips, owner-operator of D-Bat Jacksonville, D-Bat Green Cove, and I didn't want to put him on the spot with this, but he also owns the location up in Asheville, North Carolina, and they've had a tough road because, as you might know, the hurricane from earlier this year hit that area. I'm actually from Western North Carolina, but I've been in Jacksonville for over 10 years. But that area of the country got hit really hard, and that's an area that's not accustomed to hurricanes. And so you might imagine what the result of that was. And the Asheville location for those guys, much like any business in an area where you get hit hard by a devastating hurricane, it's tough. And so I think things are starting to trend in the right direction for his location up there. But as far as Jacksonville and Green Cove, these locations are doing great. And as Zach just mentioned to you, it's exploded here in Jacksonville, and it's baseball and softball. We see kids go in from both areas. From baseball and softball, and the Green Cove and Jack's locations are really, really taking off, and that's awesome to see. Before we get our next guest in here, which, by the way, they've already joined us in studio, BB Osteen and Cooper Farah from the Baldwin Indians. I can't wait to tell you what they did on Friday night, and they're going to explain it in just a few minutes. About 11:40, we've got head coach and one of the players from Baldwin joining us here in a few seconds. But I did want to bring you a conversation that I had this week with Dr. Lance Snyder. He's with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, and Dr. Snyder is an orthopedic surgeon here in Jacksonville. He is the team doctor of the Jumbo Shrimp. He has history with the Kansas City Royals. He's an orthopedic surgeon that specializes in elbows and shoulders. And this is part of the conversation with Dr. Lance Snyder, really talking about the baseball season and how high school and college and pro players should be handling their bodies heading into the season. Dr. Lance Snyder is with us here on River City Hardball. He's with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, an orthopedic surgeon, been practicing here in the Jacksonville area for a long time, a former team physician with the Kansas City Royals back in the day, Doc. Tell me about what your advice would be for, some of these young players. It doesn't necessarily have to be pitchers. It's really a young baseball player that's getting into their season. Some of the high school kids have already had a couple of games under their belts already. What would be your advice to some of these high school baseball players in particular in the early part of the season on what they should be doing with their bodies, their arms? What would be your advice to them?
Keep in mind it's a long season. So really pay attention to your body, listen to your body. Stretching, I think, is underplayed, especially at the beginning of the season. So really stretching after practice, trying to be as limber as possible, trying to have full range of motion of all your joints. Also, really take care of your body. So rest is important. Nutrition's important. We know the value of nutrition and protein and trying to eat healthy and eat clean. And I think those get underplayed. They go for these tournaments and they're eating out of a hotel and they're trying to, do some of this stuff. So I think really trying to eat healthy, get proper rest. And I think rest is really important. Don't forget ice. Ice can really rejuvenate sore body parts, especially this time of year. So just overall health, I'd focus on right now.
Doc, we have seen max effort velocity correlated with an increased risk in arm and shoulder injuries. And we're seeing that from younger kids, very young kids, actually. And you're seeing that a lot in your office as well. How do we protect the kids, Doc? How do we, from a kid's standpoint, tell them you should be doing this rather than this? If a kid came to you and said, well, what should I be doing to protect my shoulder and arm? You specialize in these areas as a doctor and a surgeon. What would you tell them?
Well, I'm certainly not a coach, and there's phenomenal coaches in the area. But I would try to work on control. I try to work on all your strength in your shoulder and in your elbow, and trying to not labor right now. With your throws, trying to locate, and the way to do that is to make sure that everything's strong around the shoulder. And so, just trying to work on your scapular stabilizers, the small muscles in your shoulder, and trying to just make sure that nothing gets missed in terms of, the overall shoulder health.
Greg Maddux is a Hall of Famer and through like 92, so it can be done. And Greg Maddux actually gave credit to his high school baseball coach telling him you don't have to throw as hard, you just have to locate, and location is such an important thing. And, it can still work these days, Doc.
I totally believe that. I've been around some really intelligent pitchers, and they will analyze who they're going against, what their weaknesses are, where their hole is. And so I really believe in location, and you don't have to be the biggest, strongest guy. For parents, I would tell you never give up on your child. I've seen kids grow into their bodies. I've seen kids have overuse injury. And then, the next year they kind of grow into their body and their body awareness, their ability to control things, and then they don't have any injuries at all. So, kids develop, and we need to give them time to develop.
I love that message, Doc. Give your kids time to develop. Don't give up on them, parents. That's a tremendous message there from Dr. Lance Snyder, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Doc, final question. Major League Baseball spring training gets underway this week on Thursday with the Cubs and the Dodgers and the Cactus League out west. Can't wait for it. Doc, what do you look for in spring training? You do all the physicals for the Jumbo Shrimp every year. What are you looking for from a medical standpoint in spring training?
So, great question. As you know, we've kind of talked about this before. The baseball throwing motion is complex, and it starts with the toes and ends with the fingertips. So I'm looking for any abnormality of any place other than a shoulder or elbow. Certainly looking at shoulder and elbow, but I'm also looking at what do their hips look like? What do their hamstrings look like? What, do they have a problem with their back right now? I'm trying to look for other things besides just the typical thing, because those things can lead to other injuries. I think the elbow and the shoulder are the weak link in the throwing mechanics. And so I'm trying to pick up anything else that might be going on with the player as we start the season.
Great stuff, as always. I could sit here and listen to Dr. Lance Snyder break down the medical terms of baseball and really anything, but he's a specialist in baseball. He actually played college football at Kansas, too, by the way, so he's a multi-sport kind of guy, but he's a terrific orthopedic surgeon with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. That is Dr. Lance Snyder. We really appreciate his time and perspective here on River City Hardball. And also thank you to Zach Phillips, owner-operator of D-Bat Jacksonville, D-Bat Green Cove. They've been with us since day one here on River City Hardball. Go check them out if you're in Clay County, you're in Duval County. Green Cove and Jacks is where you can find D-Bat. They will take great care of you and give you some great instruction as well. If you're a baseball or softball player in the area, you need to take advantage of the services of D-Bat Jacks and D-Bat Green Cove. When we come back, man, what an incredible incredible comeback on Friday night for the Baldwin Indians. And here to tell us about it, BB Osteen and Cooper Farah. They will join us live in studio next on River City Hardball.
Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish. And he's listening to the Nimnicht Outdoor Show.
With tips and stories.
Presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Every Saturday morning, 7 to 10.
On 1010XL.
3D Digital has you covered for any of your business's digital marketing needs. From producing award-winning videos to getting those digital ads to follow your customers around the internet, our team has your back. Visit 3ddigital.com or give us a call at 904-712-4004 to schedule a free consultation today. 904-712-4004.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Your radio highlight reel.
Caught for the touchdown.
1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Crosser here, still telling you about Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Lifetime Enclosures is keeping the sale going into February. Enclosures starting at only $89 a month, and if you get a complete enclosure done, you get free flooring. If you just need flooring, Lifetime Flooring is running a buy one room, get the second room free. Now offering floor coating for that garage or patio deck too. Give them a call or visit their showrooms just off Phillips Highway. Proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mia here. When it comes to roofing, whether it be shingles, metal, or most repairs, there is one name that has protected your home since 1999. Pro-Jax Roofing. Serving all of Northeast Florida, Mike and his guys have been repairing and replacing roofs for 25 years. Need insurance help? Mike's team can help. Raised in a military family, Mike provides great attention to detail with unparalleled quality and workmanship. They also have warranties, so you can have peace of mind. Call Mike today for a free estimate or online at projaxroofingfl.com.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
Hello, sports fans. Hicken here. Let's talk skin. I Am Beaches Dermatology are reminding you to wear your sunscreen. If you're an active parent hanging at the fields, in your boat to fish, or like to chill at the sandbar, wear sunscreen. But if you're the one that decided for years it's not cool, guess what? Cancer isn't cool either. So when grabbing the clubs for your tea time, gassing up the boat, or grabbing the chairs for your kids' games, make sure you bring the screen. Any concerns now? Give Beaches Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
With 50 years of fabrication expertise in towing products, the family at Cannons of Jacksonville can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville, River City Hardball. Presented by D-Bat Jacksonville on 1010XL.
We welcome you back here to River City Hardball, presented by D-Bat Jacksonville, D-Bat Green Cove. I'm your host, Andrew Gibson. We appreciate all of our guests that have joined us thus far on the program. We're launching year number 3 of the show here this morning, and thank you for being with us wherever you might be watching or listening on YouTube, X, Facebook, We appreciate you guys. And right now, I heard about this on Friday night, and I said, I've got to get in touch with these guys. So the Baldwin Indians, and I'm going to let their coach and one of their guys take you through this. And joining us right now in the studio, B.B. Osteen, the head coach of the Baldwin Indians, Cooper Farrell, one of their right-handers in the rotation for the Baldwin Indians. Coach, you guys were down 8-0 on Friday night into the 6th inning. And what happened after that?
Yeah, so thanks for having us, first of all.
Yes, sir.
We were down 8-0. We were being no-hit through 4. We finally scratched 1 in the 5th, and then we moved into the 6th, and the dugout was staying alive, and we had some energy going. So we started swinging a little bit in the 6th. We scratched 3 there. We went out in the 7th on pitching, went 3 up, 3 down, and then came back in and scored 6 to take the lead with 1 strike left in the top of the 7th. And then somehow we managed to have our closer hot and ready to go, and he went in and closed it for us. So it was a big win, big team win. I went through the lineup card with the team afterwards, and it was, every person on the lineup card contributed in some way. So it was, just top to bottom team win there.
So Baldwin was down 8-0 in the 6th inning. They played 7 in high school. They came all the way back to win 9-8 after being down 8-0. That is incredible. Cooper Farrah joins us in studio as well. He's a college commit to St. John's River State College. Cooper, tell me, now you weren't pitching. You pitched the night before, I believe, correct?
Yes, sir, I did.
Now tell me about what the dugout was like. What were your teammates feeling in a comeback like that?
Going into that 5th inning, we were just like, everyone was down in the dumps, but we had one of our seniors, Drew Harmon, got everybody up. He was like, this isn't us. This isn't what we do. So from there on, the energy was just up the whole time. Once we started getting hot, there were people banging on poles. We were smacking on the front of the dugout, the tarps.
Yep.
Everyone was yelling every single pitch. It wasn't quiet once. Everyone was up the whole time. Every single run, every single hit, everyone was out the dugout, energy up the whole time. It was awesome towards the last couple innings of the game.
Joining us on River City Hardball this morning, Baldwin head coach B.B. Osteen and Cooper Farrah, right-hand pitcher for the Indians, on his way to St. John's River State College. Coach, what was the turning point in the game? What was the moment that you guys were down 8-0 and then you started to see things turn? Can you point to a specific moment?
Yeah, so I guess you could say it was good and bad. So at one point, obviously 8-0, I like our offense. We're going to swing it, throughout the year. But when you're down 8-0, at one point you're trying to hold off, the 10-run rule.
Yep.
So we go from that, and then, like I said, in the 5th, we scratched 1 hit. It was a double. I tried to stretch it to a triple, probably shouldn't have, and we got thrown out at 3rd. But it was a double. But from there, like, the dugout just came alive. They knew we were going to be able to get to the pitcher, and we were going to put some runs on the board. So it was just a matter of time. But I really think that, looking back at it, I probably should have held him at second. Maybe we could have scratched 1 there, but it brought the dugout to life. We finally put a good swing on a ball, and some good stuff happened after that. So I think that really, unfortunate that he did get thrown out, but it was the turning point in the game on offense.
Now, there is the run rule in high school still 10 after 5?
10 after 5, yeah.
So you guys were really close to that.
We were pretty close. Pretty close there for a minute.
So, yeah, really close. 8-0 in the 6th, and so you guys were really close to that. But, gosh, Coach, and I'll ask you this, Cooper. This is a lesson of perseverance, right? Stay in the fight, right?
Mm-hmm. We just didn't quit. There was, towards like the 4th inning, everyone was just, it was just flat. Like, there was no energy. But once we got the hits going, once that double was hit, we had people hitting doubles left, right. We had like 4 total doubles, I think. 2 of them were from my brother. Shout out my brother. But
what's his name?
Turner Farrah.
Shout out Turner.
Shout out Turner. But yeah, everyone was just getting hits. I think just about everybody had a hit in like the 6th or 7th inning, and there were like kids were taking hit by pitches. We were having great at bats. I think we went through like what was it, 2 or 3 pitchers in the last inning? The other team,
I think it was 3.
Yeah, we were getting their pitchers out. We were fighting at the plate, and we just scratched those runs. We got the lead, and we closed it out in the last inning.
And by the way, the opponent was Atlantic Coast, and we're talking about the joyful side, but the other side is Atlantic Coast. That's a tough one, man.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, you're up 8-0, and then you get beat 9-8. But congratulations to Baldwin. The Indians prevailed over the Atlantic Coast Stingrays 9-8 on Friday night after being down 8-0 in the ball game. Now, was that a road game or was that at home?
It was a road game.
Oh, That's even harder, right?
It was a road game. It was
even
cold,
tougher.
It was windy. It was not the best environment.
But that adds to the impressiveness of it because you're down on the road 8-0, and then you guys were able to come back like that. That adds to it a little bit.
And the big thing that we started, right after losing in districts last year with the team, because we returned a lot of guys. So the big thing that we started was that you might beat us, but you're going to have to beat us every pitch.
Yep.
And I think that we kind of embodied that on Friday. Like they beat us for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I told the guys after the game, they beat us a lot. We ended up winning in the end because we didn't give up. We kept fighting, and that's what it takes to be a good team.
BB Osteen, Cooper Farah from the Baldwin Indians joining us right now on River City Hardball on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Is this a cool experience for you guys, being in the studio like this on a show like this in Jacksonville? How cool is this for you guys?
This is a first for me. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's cool to be on the radio, and I'm sure I have people listening, and they're gonna critique me after.
No.
But it's a good time.
What about you, Cooper? Is this pretty neat for you?
No, this is awesome. This is a crazy viewer base. I know so many people who listen to this show, but back at Baldwin, I used to be on a talk show, so it was kind of like this, but
cool.
Nothing like this though. This is awesome.
Cooper, you're on your way to St. John's River State College. You're a right-hander college commit from Baldwin. Tell us about that opportunity for you.
So last season they came to one of our games to watch an opposing pitcher, and they ended up liking what I had. So they texted me towards the beginning of the summer. We're like, we're going to follow you the whole summer. And I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. So towards the end of the summer, they were like, we really want you to get on this visit. So I came in, and the campus was nice. The coaches they cared about me a lot.
Nice.
They were worrying about my health before, even if they weren't like, are you going to be able to pitch? They were caring about if my arm was okay. They were just all on it. And I was just like, this is it. So I was like, I talked to my parents about it, and I ended up going there, and it's just going to be awesome.
Awesome. Cooper Farah from Baldwin, Coach BB Osteen from the Indians as well. Final question before we let you go, guys. Tell me about your team this year. I think 2-1 at this point right now. Coach, tell us about the team that you have and what's ahead for you guys.
So like I said, we returned most of our starters. We got a couple transfers in of guys coming back to Baldwin. So it's looking like we should be pretty good. We have some guys on the mound that can throw it, some guys in the field that can pick it, and some guys that can swing. So it'll be tough to beat us, I think, and we're gonna give it our all season long.
And this is your second year as the head coach.
Year, yep.
And how has it gone from year one now to year two?
So in year one, we went 15-10, lost in districts to Bishop Snyder, who we also lost to on Thursday.
Yeah, they're tough. Bochelle, that kid's pretty good, ain't he?
He's pretty good. We got Aiden King in districts last year,
my gosh.
It was a tough night.
He's at these Gators right now, for those that don't know, in the rotation as a freshman, I think.
He's the real deal.
Yeah. But you know what, though? That speaks to the talent of this area, and that's a huge part of why we do this show is the talent is just ridiculous here.
It's crazy. Some teams are, top heavy, and there's a lot of guys kind of bouncing around, but I think that we're going to be pretty good, and we can compete with those guys, so.
Awesome.
We'll
When's your next game, and who do you play?
We play at home on Wednesday against Sandalwood, and then we go to Valdosta for a tournament.
Awesome. Coach BB Osteen, Cooper Farah from the Baldwin Indians. Once again, for those that may have missed it, they were down 8-0, almost run ruled on Friday night against Atlantic Coast on the road. They scratched, they clawed. The Indians came all the way back from down 8-0 to win 9-8 on the road. Their second victory of the year. They're 2-1, and they're off to a great start, Coach. Appreciate your time. Coach BB Osteen, Cooper Farah from the Baldwin Indians. Thank you guys so much for coming in, and we appreciate your time, and we'll get you out here in just a second. But as we let you guys go, I want you to hear some thoughts from Chris Hayes. He's the head coach of the JU Dolphins. He was on with Frank Frangie earlier this week. JU's in a tough spot because they lost some of their better players over the summer. Some of these Power 4 and 5 schools, honestly, to be straightforward, they cherry-picked the roster at JU. They took some of their best players, and Frank led off the interview talking about the difficulty of that and how teams like JU and UNF are managing these.
How do you manage that, Chris? And you told us during the break, and you made a great point. Complaining about it doesn't do any good. It's the world we're in. I get it. But you still got to manage it.
Oh, 100%.
How do you manage it?
Well, you got to stay positive. You got to assess. You have to continue to work and focus on your strengths, really identify who we are, always willing to share our story and look for an opportunity to build a relationship somewhere and anchor a relationship. But for me, the priority with our program and our coaches is to invest in our guys. We got 35 guys on our roster. Invest in every single one of those guys. Make sure they know that every single person on this coaching staff and the athletic staff is there for them and to support them in their experience. And continue to just help them understand. Let's celebrate who we are, what we are. We have goals. We have expectations. Just because some of the guys that were in this locker room are no longer here, that doesn't change what our drive is and what our goal is. We continue to celebrate people like Richie Long and Blake Barquin, Blake Delamalure, guys, Josh Steidel, that have been here for 4 and 5 years.
Yeah.
These are JU lifers, and I'm thankful to have them, and they're the leaders of our program.
What do you think will be your strengths this year as a team?
I love our depth. I really do. Even though we had a lot of work to do over the summer, I feel really good, especially from a position player standpoint. You talk about our 2 deep. You talk about what we designate as the starter and potentially the backup. Feel really good about every position. We're very athletic. We're very versatile. We've got every infielder, and this is kind of a thing, it's a value of mine. It's something I really want to focus on. It's just versatility, and every single one of our infielders can play multiple positions. Every single one of our outfielders can play multiple positions, and it gives us a chance to put together the best lineup possible. In this yard, we've always got to be able to pitch. We've always got to be able to play defense, and we've always got to be able to run. At covering, it's 340 down the lines and 405 to dead center with a 12-foot wall. Yeah, we got to be able to go get it, and we can't give. There's no cheapies here at John Sessions Stadium, and so we're going to build through athleticism. And I love where we're at position player wise, pitching wise. You bring back Richie Long, preseason pitcher of the year, and Blake Barquin. We've added some guys on the back end of the bullpen, and if we can stay healthy on the pitching staff, I know Casey's going to have them ready, and I feel really good about where we are.
The thoughts of Chris Hayes. He was on with Frank Frangie earlier this week, the Frangie Show, the head coach of the JU Dolphins. They ran into a tough squad this weekend. They ran into West Virginia, and West Virginia got them a couple times over this weekend. But look, JU's in a spot where they've got some really good players. I mentioned last year we had, he just mentioned Richie Long, one of the guys from Clay, who's been, a mainstay, a staple in that rotation for the JU Dolphins over the course of their time in his career there. And Richie's the preseason ASUN Player of the Year, which speaks to his development. But we still have BB Osteen and Cooper Farah in the studio with us from Baldwin. We just had a conversation with them a few seconds ago. But one thing I'm doing different this year, which is pretty neat, I think, for the guys that come in here. So Serafina's Pizza is a new sponsor of our program. They are on Racetrack Road. They're a Brooklyn-style, New York-style pizza place that's absolutely phenomenal. Now, the New York people around town say this place is legit. Like, this is the place to go to. I've got you a gift card, $25 to Serafina's Pizza. Cooper, congratulations awesome. to you guys and the great start to the year. So I'm gonna get that for you as we go to break here, but. Serafina's the owners from Brooklyn. These guys are huge baseball guys. You're gonna love it down there. Take some of your buddies. $25 is gonna get you a little bit of pizza there, which is awesome. And they're a great family. Baseball guys. The owner's a big Mets fan. We don't hold that against him. I'm a Braves guy.
I'm a Yankees guy.
So by the way, his son's a Yankees guy too. So there you go. You'll have some common ground as you're enjoying some pizza there. I love the white pizza. Some people give me a hard time and say you need to put a little bit more on your pizza, but it's all good stuff. But Serafina's Pizza bringing you our player and coach interview this year on River City Hardball. And so we want to thank them for that. And thank you guys once again. Appreciate you coming in.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us.
We will take a time out. When we come back, we'll wrap things up here on episode number 1, season 3 of River City Hardball on 1010XL.
Hey, gang, Prosser here. Are you ready to sell your home? I got an easy game plan. Call Chad and Sandy, the only agents I would call to sell my home. The economy is showing positive signs. It might be time to sell, and your home will get you the price you want with Chad and Sandy. It's easy to find out. Get friendly expert help from the Jacksonville agents who eat, drink, and sleep local real estate. Call agents Chad and Sandy Newman. Maybe you're worried about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. Guess what? You don't need to. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. But it comes down to the Chad and Sandy guarantee. Your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. All problems have disappeared. Pete Lakeshore says, I was in a pickle. I needed to cash out on a rental property fast. I was struggling to rent. I heard Chad and Sandy on the radio, called. I had an offer for full asking price within days. Join the local success stories by calling Chad and Sandy at 904-414-6200 or going to chadandsandy.com.
Hey folks, Nick here for Zero Res, and if you still have a little bit of time for the hottest price of the year on carpet cleaning, maybe you had people over for the game or you're doing early spring cleaning, but in February, only $147 for 3 rooms, plus the 4th room is free. That's right, schedule now and you'll get 3 rooms for $147, and the 4th room is free. Yeah, the 4th room is on me. Hottest price of the year. Zero Res. Spell it forward, spell it backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Zero.
There's a reason why people love to listen to play-by-play on the radio.
This is unbelievable what we're witnessing. I'm serious.
1010XL, Jacksonville's home for play-by-play. Your NASCAR station is 1010XL. Today's NASCAR race on 1010XL is presented by
the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters, Local Union 234, and Maxie's Mechanics. You waited forever for your new fence. Then, strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about the fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Transform your bathroom with stunning shower glass from Sky Glass Solutions in Jacksonville Beach. For a free quote, call 904-608-5151 or visit skyglasssolutions.com.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here from the Blue Crab Crab House. February means the Mardi Gras menu returns to the Blue Crab Crab House. Gumbo, shrimp Orleans, blackened redfish, appetizers, dessert, and more. This includes, of course, their regular menu where you get crabs from the Alaskan waters, the Canadian waters, the Southern Georgia waters. It's only at the Blue Crab Crab House. Doors open at 4:30, San Jose, and, of course, Jewington Creek Road.
James Weldon Johnson, the American writer as well as civil rights activist, was born in Jacksonville, Florida in June of 1871. He was a secretary with the NAACP in 1917 and became one of the organization's most decorated leaders. He and his brother penned the widely popular song Lift Every Voice and Sing, a piece that's an anthem and an inspiration to African Americans. I'm RJ Saunders, and this Black History Month profile is brought to you by Instant Keys, fast professional locksmith service.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville, River City Hardball. Presented by DBAT Jacksonville on 1010XL.
We appreciate BB Osteen and Cooper Farah from the Baldwin Indians. Man, what an incredible comeback for those guys on Friday night. Down 8-0, and they came all the way back and beat Atlantic Coast 9-8. An incredible comeback for those guys as they continue on in their season. But it was great to have those guys in the studio. Thanks to Serafina's Pizza, Racetrack Road, for bringing the player-coach interview here on 1010XL 92.5 FM with River City Hardball. Also, thank you to DBAT Jacksonville, DBAT Green Cove, Russ Voris, State Farm agent, a proud supporter of high school and youth baseball around the city. Dr. Lance Snyder joined us as well on the program this morning. He is just a phenomenal orthopedic surgeon that specializes in elbows, arms, knees. If you have an orthopedic need, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and Dr. Lance Snyder, he can really take care of you well there. And before we go, we got a minute left. I want to give away one more 4-pack of tickets to the Jacksonville College Baseball Classic. It's next weekend, Friday through Sunday. Caller number 1 right now, 641-1010. We will get you to the College Baseball Classic here in Jacksonville at the Jumbo Shrimp Stadium next weekend. Call Casey, 641-1010. That's going to do it for us. We'll be back in March. We do this once a month. We'll be back in March. For everybody involved, I'm Andrew Gibson. Have a great Sunday, everybody.
Jody, my